Hi, everybody. I hope you had a good weekend. As we enter week 3 of online learning, we are wrapping up Their Eyes Were Watching God. You finished that last Friday. This entire week, we'll be focusing on a wrap up task for that novel. I have a schedule here. Don't be overwhelmed. I'm about to break it down. Everything for this week is already available in Schoology from Monday to the deadline for the task this Sunday, April 5th by 11 p.m. Let's first start, though, with the prompt. Okay, so you can find the prompt in the Monday folder, prompts day, yay. Go ahead and click the prompt. Is your internet working, Katrina? Oh, it just came back on. Hello. No.
What's up?
No, it's fine. You're not even using the internet. Okay. There it is. Hello. Wonderful. Okay, so here is the task for Their Eyes Are Watching God. You are going to. Is there a person here? Oh, you're ahead of the game. Who are you? Tell me. Reveal your identity. Come on. Oh, well, I'm just going to keep going. Okay, so your task is to create an essay or a video that analyzes Their Eyes Were Watching God using one of the literary lenses that we've been training throughout this entire year. I will explain those lenses in just a second. They're essentially the same lenses that you used for your toolkit analysis a couple weeks ago with Their Eyes Were Watching God. But now we're just blowing up that task a little bit more, well, a little bit bigger and more challenging, right, to wrap up the units. So the central question, regardless of which lens you choose, is how does Zora Neale Hurston wield her authorship to stand up against exclusion, prejudice, and discrimination, even when it was not popular or easy to do so in the U.S. in 1937, especially as a Black woman. This language comes directly from teaching tolerance. As you can probably notice, the language is a little different than the action standard language we've been looking at in the past, right? The standards in the past have to do with have to do with empathy. Yeah, there we go. With empathy, concern, and responsibility, right? But now we're about to shift into our action project, so it makes sense to start considering how she stood up to exclusion, prejudice, and discrimination, right? How exactly can Hurston function as a model for us when we pivot to our action projects entirely for the rest of this year, starting next week? Okay, so that is the central question, regardless of which lens you choose. There will be some focus questions to help you use your lens more towards the bottom of this prompt. Okay, here's a list of resources that you could use to complete this task. This is due to turn it in within Schoology this Sunday by 11 p.m. If you choose to record a video, you need to also submit your notes and script for that video. I don't want anybody just freewheeling a recording of themselves for this question. I do want it to be preemptive and thoughtful. So you cannot submit a video without notes or a script. I should have stressed this more before. You don't need to have images, slides, or graphics in this video. It could be a video like the one I'm making right now. Yay. I imagine that some people could have limited access to word processors or things like that. So that means it might be easier to just bullet point complex lists of notes and then deliver them verbally. Some people just feel more comfortable delivering information verbally. So here's a chance for you to do that. Okay. Let's see. If you need extensions, I will take them up until Friday, April 3rd, no later. After that, you are committed to the Sunday, April 5th deadline. And if you have an IEP or 504 that allows extensions, you need to let me know you're going to take that extension. I am not going to assume you're going to take it. So until you contact me, I am going to assume that you're not taking it. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Here's the schedule. So today we're reading through the prompts. You will read through the prompts more closely yourself, and then you'll consider which prompt you want to respond to. And then you have a prompt check in Schoology that checks to see you read the prompts, and a place for you to put questions about the prompts. Okay. So questions, if you have any, I imagine they might have more than a couple. You can put them here in the discussion forum, questions, Their Eyes toolkit task. put them here so that everybody else can read your questions. You can also access this link, the link to this assignment, within the prompt check if you feel more comfortable doing that. Okay. Let's talk about some other important parts about deadlines. I have them listed in Schoology too. So Wednesday, I need you to submit your outline of the essay or video. Okay, so that means at least bullet points of claims and evidence. You don't need warrants yet. I will expect those by Friday, but I do want to see a plan already started by Wednesday. That outline will be an easy 5 essay and test points. Your working draft, I gotta underline this. Boop. Your working draft should be submitted by Friday at 11 p.m. That means if you're doing the essay, you've written at least 1 to 2 paragraphs. If you're doing the video, your notes should be pretty close to done. You just have to deliver them. So now you are drafting a script where you've added warrants to your outline from Wednesday. And then the final draft, got to outline that too. And then your final draft is due on Sunday by 11 p.m. Okay. Videos will go to Schoology. Everybody's written work, essays or not, will go to Turnitin within Schoology. Okay. If you scroll down more, you will find the more specific prompts for each lens. They're very small and they're color-coded. I like rainbows. So for example, let's take a look at rhetoric. Here are some focus questions that will help you answer the central question that we looked at the top of the rubric from the perspective of rhetoric. Take a look. What choices does Hurston make to influence her audience? How do those same choices combat early 20th century inclusion, prejudice, and or discrimination, right? Rhetoric is all about the choices an author makes in order to influence or impact their reader or audience. So these questions are to help you do that. And then I have conventions for writing and conventions for recording. Okay, so go ahead and read those. Go ahead and shop through your options for lenses. You could click through from the top like this. Let's jump to text as mirror, because this one is just slightly different. All of the written conventions for the other lenses are 600 to 800, except for text as mirror. For this reason, assuming you're going to split your time between text and self-reflection, I want you to focus on the text as much as you would for the other prompts, okay? And that extension is also added to recording, 4.5 to 6.5 minutes instead of the usual 3 to 5, okay? And I think that's that for the prompt. All right, so go ahead and read through these options on your own. Select one, tell me what you select in the prompt check. If you need more time than today to select a prompt, there's an option in there for you to say that, but I do want you to let me know by tomorrow at the very latest. Okay. There's also an optional feedback on week 2 discussion forum, the same one we had for last week, but for this week. Okay. So you could share more of your feedback about online learning with me here. Okay. If you have any questions, I will be accessible through Remind as I have been in the past, and also through Google Meets. I've created a more visually friendly, aesthetically pleasing graphic explaining when I'm available and how you could contact me on Wednesdays, but I usually have my preps. Okay, but if I don't find your questions here, and if I don't find your questions in meetings or in Remind, as per usual, I am wishing you all the best.